Hey guys, I'm Daisho, and I am here bringing you some magic, and this is going to be game 2 of my match from my first Gatecrash draft. So my opponent's going to lead off with a stomping ground into an experiment one, and I'm just going to play my Legion Loyalist. Normally, Legion Loyalist isn't really the best turn 1 play, but I feel like I'll be able to get in a couple of damage with it. I'm very willing to just trade for his experiment one if that's what he wants to do, but it doesn't matter to me. The fact that he was on the play and he managed to get his Guild Mage out on turn 2 is really not great for me. But I'm just going to take 2 from that experiment one, and then I think I'm going to have a ground assault here for his Scarred Guild Mage. So I'm really just not letting him get set up with those Guild Mages. I know that they can do a lot of work in the late game. Maybe it was a better idea to just take out the experiment one before it could evolve or something like that, but I decided to just destroy that Guild Mage before it could start hitting me with some lands. That doesn't sound like any fun. I mean, just 4/4 lands are huge in this format, and they're just going to be way more bigger than anything that you can possibly imagine. Anyway, he is going to hit me with his experiment one, and he doesn't have a follow-up play, so it's looking really good for me. All I need to do is just fend off one creature, and I don't even know what he's doing and what he's got in hand. Unfortunately for me, I only got 2 of my colors so far. I have no options to play any white spells or white creatures or anything, but I'm just going to hit him again with my Loyal Legionist and mug him. I had the opportunity to play a 5-alarm fire there, but I wanted to play the mugging before his experiment one got out of hand. If he had just gotten another counter on it, then I would need to use something like mugging or even trade with a creature, and that would just be in order to it wouldn't even be to kill it, it would just be to get a couple of counters off of it, which is good, but then he can rebuild, and that's pretty bad for me. Anyway, he's going to play a Cinder Elemental here, which is fine. It's a good card. There's really nothing I can do about it. I just have to basically say, okay, you can kill one of my permanents with that. It's just a big mana investment. So, I mean, if he uses his Cinder Elemental, then he's basically used 2 turns to kill my Ceratok, but I'm fine with that. But either way, the 4/3 Trampler is a pretty good investment here, and it's going to be really difficult for him to deal with. Luckily, last turn I did draw my planes, so I'm actually going to be able to play my 5-drop on curve, which is going to be the Fortress Cyclops, and then once I'm able to get some First Strike and Trample, then I can probably swing with both of those. Unfortunately for me, he's going to play a Viashino Shanktail, and that 3/1 First Strike is a complete stop sign for my Ceratok. And if I manage to get the Loyal Legionist online and get Battalion, then that's okay, but it doesn't look like I'm getting Battalion anytime soon since he has the Cinder Elemental. I'm going to play the Cyclops. It's not worth playing around and trying to get him to kill my creature. Like, I know he's going to kill my creature eventually, so I just need to basically wait and let it happen. I could have played the Croconura last turn. I would have done that, but I think if I draw a land, then I can play both the Croconura and the 5-alarm fire. But I guess I do kind of want to get those evolve counters going on, especially since he's got the 3/1 First Strike. A 2/4 is a lot better than a 1/3. A 1/3 is pretty useless, but a 2/4 is actually good for defense. So maybe that was a better choice, especially knowing that a creature was going to die to the Cinder Elemental. There's really very little benefit to having the Cyclops out a turn earlier. But he's going to play a Miming Slime here and make a 3/3, which is fine. I didn't really think that was such a big deal. And then he's going to play a Mugging. So he did get a couple of things off the board, but I mean, that just goes to show you that Legion Loyalist was definitely worth it that game, or that game. He did 3 damage to my opponent and made him use a pretty good removal spell on it. So that definitely works for me. So I do draw a land, but I draw a tapped land, so I can't cast a 5-alarm fire yet. It's really not that big of a deal, especially since I'm not planning on attacking or blocking anytime soon. But anyway, my opponent's now going to massive raid my Fortress Cyclops, so now he's just played a ton of removal spells this game. He's mugged a guy, massive raided a guy, and he also has that Cinder Elemental out. So right here he's going to attack me for 3, and I don't know if I should have started blocking. I mean, if I start blocking now, then with my Ceratok, obviously, since I wouldn't just chump block and trade for the 3/3, then I'm in okay shape. But here, I'm really excited about the card that I drew. I drew Guardian the Gateless, and I just play it, and I'm like, yeah, pass the turn. And then immediately I realized that I forgot to evolve my Croconura, and that was just an absolute terrible, terrible play, since now he's going to be able to attack. If I had just evolved it, he wouldn't be able to attack. He's going to sacrifice his elemental, his Cinder Elemental, and get rid of my Guardian, and then he's just going to be able to hit me. He decides to not attack with both. If he attacked with both, then it would turn it into a racing situation, and that actually gives me a chance to win, especially if I draw a creature off the top. But I mean, we have similar powers on the board, but he has a huge advantage in that some of his is first strike, so I can't really block him. But so he's just going to attack me with the 3, and again, I decide not to block with my Ceratok. I'm not sure if that was the right move the first time or the wrong move, or the right move the second time. I think it was probably like correct now to block and kill it, or trade with it rather. But anyway, I do draw an Assault Griffin, and now I can actually evolve my Croconura. So that, I mean, it just basically meant that I took some extra damage that I really didn't need to take. But anyway, he is going to start his turn out by just, I think, attacking me with his 3/3. He still doesn't want to start the race, even though he's probably going to be able to win it at this point. But he's just going to attack with a 3/3, and I have to call a bluff. I mean, maybe it was right to just double block, especially since I would only be like losing one creature, and I would be killing him no matter what, killing his creature no matter what. It was probably right to make a double block there, but he just really blows me out by playing the Skinbrand Goblin for 1, and then a Warmind Infantry. So now he's got 2 extra creatures that I couldn't really deal with. And I'm not drawing anything useful. I still have that 5-alarm fire in my hand that's just been sitting there the entire game. And then I just have a Gruul Guildgate. I still can't attack with my Ceratok, and I think next turn I'm going to have to make that stupid trade that I should have made 3 turns ago, except I'm just going to trade with the Warmind Infantry instead. But I would be in much better shape if I had just traded earlier. I don't know if that would have put me in a position to win the game, but it definitely would have been better. Anyway, I'm just gonna attack him for 3 and put a counter on my 5-alarm fire. I'm not sure if there was really any card that could get me out of this situation, especially if he's got anything from now on. Even if he had nothing, then I don't think there's anything that could get me out of it. But anyway, I'm just gonna block here, and I guess really just any big creature could get me out of the situation, because I can just block the trade with the 3/3 and get something to block the other 2. But what I did forget is that 5-alarm fire actually works on all combat damage, so I would have been able to get one for blocking with the Ceratok. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that video, and have a wonderful day. Bye.